I don't know, those are
I got some.
well thought out.
Easy enough for some of those. Yes.
We just gonna.
Cut stop.
But I don't think there, I don't see many as there's many. It's 6:30. Call this March 5th meeting of the Shabbona Zoning Board to order. We'll open it up. Jen will call the roll.
Roll call, Dan Nolan.
Here.
Barb Ben. Here. Jeff Rude.
Here.
David Meyer.
Here. All right.
And Scott's absent. There is a quorum present.
Okay, cool. Item 2 is swearing in of a new zoning board member.
That'll be Bill Tripp.
Jen will handle that. Need some room?
Oh, good. All right, ready to begin? I state your name.
I, Bill Tripp,
Do solemnly swear that I will support
I do solemnly swear to support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws and ordinances of the Village of Shabbona,
and the laws and the ordinances of the Village of Shabbona,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Zoning Board
of the
Member.
office of zoning board member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Welcome to the Zoning Board Planning Commission,
Thank you.
Bill.
All right, that gets us to number 3 on your agenda, public hearing number 1.
Additions to agenda? Oh, I forgot to put those on there.
Can
No additions. Approval of the agenda.
I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the
I'll
agenda.
second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we're to 3.
Yes.
We can open the public hearing number 1, variance request of 104 West Comanche to add hotel rooms on first floor. That's A, and B is variance request of 104 West Comanche to add hotel rooms in the basement.
We need a second to open it.
Oh, my mistake.
You're the first.
Who's the second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we're good to move on.
All right,
And there's Scott.
there's Scott. Who's here after the roll? Excuse me. You want me to reread A and B, or?
Nope, we're moving forward.
All right, C, purpose of the hearing.
Purpose of the hearing for 104 West Comanche is to consider, review, and make recommendation for zoning variance or special use for the addition of specific dedicated hotel rooms on the main level and in the basement. In October of 2023, the village did approve a special use permit to operate the hotel in the C1 district with hotel rooms on the second floor and for living space in the rear of the main floor and commercial in the rest of the main floor.
Application oral presentation.
That would be Kellen Welsh. Any additional summary or presentation for what your plan is for 104 West Comanche?
I mean, not in particular. I summarized it in the email. I want to add. I want the ability to put rooms in the first story and basement. The hotel has been a success, especially during the summer. Very, very good occupancy, and there's a market for it. So, I would like the ability to add more rooms. Immediately, I would like to add a room onto the first story. And the basement is something that I would like to pursue over a period of time. It's going to take me a while because it's a lot of work. I got to do some drainage and things like that. But I would like to use that space in the future. So.
All right. E, questions of presenter by Zoning Board of Appeals. / planning commission.
So you're all the same, both of them.
So our questions for Callan, I guess.
You currently live on the first floor in the
Correct.
existing apartment, is that what I'm
Correct.
understanding? Okay. And you're looking to convert maybe a front room, southeast corner, I guess, along Route 30?
Right, yeah.
When you say to convert that to a hotel room, would that just be like a bedroom, or are you looking to put like bathroom in there as well?
It would just, I mean, that would just be a bedroom. I have other facilities that, I have shared between some rooms, so, yeah, I'm looking to just put a bedroom in.
Where you currently have internet business.
Up Realty, but what's in the space presently?
Up Realty moved out. Josh is moving to the building down the street. So that space, I mean, the way it's laid out is very, very, very difficult to use that in a retail-facing commercial way. And it's very easy to use it for the hotel. So I would much rather use it that way. And like I said, there's a clear demand for it.
Could you clarify that? Why is it so difficult to use as a commercial space? Because that's essentially what all the buildings in C1 are designed for.
That area was set up to be a living room.
So to be what?
It was set up to be a living room, a living/dining room. That's the way it was used for
That was
decades
for
before I
the
got there.
prior owner did that?
Correct.
But it was being used as a commercial space just prior, correct?
Not before I got there.
But during the time that you had it, it was used as a commercial space.
Yeah, we used it for the realty office.
Right. So you're wanting to change commercial space with a front-facing window to a living area.
Into a hotel room, correct?
Will that window be removed?
No,
Would it be made smaller?
I don't intend to make it smaller though.
Have you had your plans reviewed for life safety and fire protection?
No, life safety code is governed by the fire district, so
Understood that, but
they come in and inspect for that.
okay. Can you tell me about the egress and the life safety path for the room on the first floor and the second, or you're gonna put rooms in the basement, is that correct?
Yeah. So are you asking about the basement or the?
Let's start with the main floor.
Well, right now it's connected to the apartment, so there's egress out of the apartment. There's also 2 windows in that room, which are they're egress windows. They qualify. There's enough square footage there.
Okay.
And then there's
So,
the front door.
going through the bedroom to the apartment, is that the only way to get out of the egress?
That would be the second egress. The first egress is the front door.
Okay.
The lower level?
Yeah.
How are they going to egress out of the basement?
The basement is a little more complicated, but there are 2 staircases in the basement. There actually is a stairway that is now encased in concrete that I would reopen up in order to use the basement. But there's a back door and a front door and 2 staircases which connect it to the other areas on the first story.
Well, this is a historic building, correct?
Yes, it's on the National Register.
Classified. Is it ADA compliant?
Some of it is.
That's the answer you gave the prior variance through. That discussion of ADA compliance was held in your past variance request.
In historic buildings, you can apply for waivers for things like that,
Okay.
which is what he would do if necessary.
Alright.
That was what was discussed and finally decided with the original
Have you done that?
variance. Wasn't necessary based on the first.
You haven't done that?
No,
Any particular reason?
it wasn't a requirement.
So your drawing here, Kellen, this is north? Top of the map is north?
Can I just,
Yeah,
I don't remember which one that is.
it's the basement.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
this is the staircase in front, which would be south, that's encased in cement.
The one that's, hold on.
I'm thinking this is the back door.
No, here is, sorry, this would be south, and this would be the north.
This is,
Yeah, other way around, sorry.
Which one is encased in,
Let me think about that a second. Yeah, that's right.
which one's encased?
The south one.
Here.
okay.
Yeah, no, it would be like, I didn't picture it because it's not usable right now, but it's like right here.
So just a point, because this came up last time we did variance in October 23rd, 23. The goal of this is to hear the testimony for the potential of doing this. The specifications of fire, safety, ADA, all of that is part of the building and the permitting process. So there would be requirements during that process of International Building Code and International Fire Code, which those are what would come into play there.
So that's between the fire department and like the health
The
department and the
Fire
safety
department would have input. It would ultimately be the village building inspector, or another expert that would be hired, but it would be the village building inspector with partnership with the fire department. So it'd be part of the plan review process, which this isn't anywhere near a plan review. That would be drawings, not sketches.
So you're looking to put 5 bedrooms in the basement then? Is that what it looks like?
Ideally, yes.
I guess I'd like to ask, pertaining to the main floor, I know you came before, you bought the building and you asked, and you were granted residence on the first. We were, I know we spoke at length about businesses at least facing the street. Up Realty has moved, the space is vacant, I understand that. I don't know about the difficulty to rent it, that's your thing, not my thing. What's the probability that the barber shop leaves and you want living space over there too?
I think that's fair. As far as I know, the barber doesn't have any plans on moving.
Oh, okay. I remember any more living space on the first floor was very low too, when you came before us before. I won't deny, I was against living quarters on the first. You were granted it, that's not a problem, but I really have problems with living quarters on the first floor and C1 and C2 in the business district. The buildings, we don't have any more buildings going up, we've only got so many. And I'm appreciative of your moving the old hardware store, and we'll get to that one next. But the more businesses that we can keep on the first floor will be good. And adding this many apartments to limited parking is another concern for me. I know hotel motel, we use that phrase a lot. Almost every other hotel motel I know of owns their own parking. You know, and I know we're looking for businesses downtown, but in my mind, those spaces on Main Street belong to the businesses. They really do. I can envision, I don't know, I guess maybe it's just rumor. I can envision the other tavern opening up. I can imagine a Friday night when the restaurant is busy. There's things going on at the library. Josh gets something going on in his building. He's got Up Realty. You know. Those spaces are at a premium. the new design, the public complaint is there's not enough spaces, there's not enough there now. If you're adding 6 minimum, that's a minimum of 6 more cars. And I have to believe that some of those cars that sit on the highway for days on end are yours, or your tenants. I'd love to see the downtown busy, but I'd love to see it busy in businesses, especially on that first floor.
Well, I think you know that I agree with the parking. I agree with the parking complaints. I was one of the primary people making them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've certainly been looking at. There's a few opportunities that I have because I do have a little bit of space in the back that I can add a few parking spaces, which I do plan on doing.
Yeah, I think you park there now sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I do park there now.
Yeah, your own car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is railroad access, right?
Easement,
Easement, thank you.
Yeah, but I have a little bit of land. Like I have enough land that I can park some cars, and still technically be on my property.
Yeah, there's a road back there that doesn't belong to the railroad, belongs to the village, but I understand where you're coming from. We got a little bit of property back there to make a few spaces,
Yeah.
you know, but that is a big concern.
All right, any more questions for Kellen?
Yeah, let's go back into that parking. You said you have plans, but how many spaces?
Probably 4.
And that's good, it doesn't correlate to what you're trying to build out there. And the additional 6 units should require another 6 spaces.
I'm also an advocate for adding some more parking in that north parking lot. I would also not be against purchasing that for myself and using that myself. So, I understand the parking thing, but like
Because
that's
it's not
that's
just,
an issue that I would.
it's just not your problem. I mean, it's a community problem. And, if you put more pressure on the parking that exists right now, I believe the village is gonna end up with a complaint box for parking. Because, as Dan had mentioned, I mean, there are certain periods of time when parking is maxed out, and a lot of those public parking spaces are being occupied by your tenants. So,
I mean, I agree that if you put more things downtown, there will be less parking available. But I also think that people using the parking isn't a problem in as much as that is a reflection of the fact that there's activity happening downtown. So, if you put more businesses downtown, more people will use the parking as well. I think that's something the village needs to look at. But
you being
I don't know,
a member of the board, you need to bring it up.
if we just make it illegal to do anything downtown, then there'll be plenty of parking. So
What's the north parking lot you were talking to?
the north parking lot, the parking lot that's right next to my building.
The public parking lot
Yeah.
between.
Oh.
That was where the 2 garages were,
Oh, okay.
the 2 garages that, we
No,
tore.
that's different land.
Oh, that's different?
The
Okay.
public parking lot's paved and straight.
Municipal lot.
Yeah,
the
the
one
Municipal lot.
The Greenwell lot is now just an empty space.
You're talking about the parking,
the green-
the lot that's west of your building.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, north kind of thing.
I think what Dan is talking about is if you put in 6 more rooms, we have no idea how long the people are gonna stay. If they stay a week, 2 weeks, those are parking spots that are gone for that period of time. So I think that's the issue. Anybody can come in for one day and go to a restaurant or go to the bar and take a parking spot. You understand where I'm coming from there?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, there's also the element where most of my people are parking overnight. Most of my people aren't staying during the day. They're going out and doing something during the day. So if you look at the parking situation downtown,
With the
it's clogged up.
with the state park, there's very high potential that they're gonna stay longer than that.
Right,
Yeah.
but they're not going to be parking all day. Most of them. Most people are going to be parking overnight, and they're not going to be there during the day most of the time. If you look at the parking situation downtown right now, we have an issue where parking is clogged up during the day and not at night.
Right. Yeah, that being said, I think what you're planning on doing here it needs to be considered in parking.
Oh, fully agree.
Yeah.
But I also think that adding a retail business would do more to clog up parking than adding
Right.
residential spaces.
I'll agree with you there. I'd rather see a retail space. We can agree on that first floor. That would be come and go parking.
What's the situation with the empty lot to the east
That's a separate thing that's.
That's privately
not for this.
owned.
privately?
Who still owns that?
Robert Boston, I think.
Who?
Bob Boston.
Okay, it's not relevant.
Right.
This.
Well, I know, but that whole project, that could be that'd be a big parking lot.
Right.
And that could take care of a lot of things.
That was a discussion at some point.
Yeah, that needs to be in the plans that
And it's
you.
been empty for a while, so.
Any more questions for Callan?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can you explain to us why this property cannot yield a reasonable return as is? I mean, by complying with the codes, putting another commercial or retail business
Do you
in that
know?
space?
Do you know how much commercial space rents for in Shabbona?
Oh, I haven't looked it up.
The answer is almost nothing.
Mhm.
It's almost worthless. So that's why. There's a lot of commercial space that's not being used.
Mhm. But it doesn't make sense to make it all residential.
Wouldn't it make sense to have more customers for businesses?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Catch 2020 there.
But the downtown area is C1. It's designated for business.
I'll throw this out there too. Short-term travelers spend, this is a real stat, you can look it up, 10 times more on meals away from home as people who reside permanently. So the hotel is a boon to the existing businesses. And I certainly think that you should take into account the fact that my people are spending a ton of money at the cafe, they're spending a ton of money at R&R. And I think, like even Randy would say, yeah, you people are spending a lot of money here. So,
Right. I won't say it's without positives, but there are considerations.
How do we prevent this, if this was granted, from bleeding over to other property owners that have C1?
That's part of the
I wanna
findings of
do that.
fact. That's part of the findings of fact.
Okay.
So, I can tell you for a fact, I'm a business owner. If it wasn't for outside customers, I would have been out of business a long time ago. But it's due to the state park more than anything. Come Thursday, I get the same amount of people coming in from Woodhaven and other campgrounds. And on Sunday going out, they're going home. So I understand where you're coming from there. It's a really big part of my business.
and I think if we want businesses in downtown Shabbona to thrive, it has to be a big part of downtown business as well.
Right. And that's why I agree with Dan as far as commercial goes. We need more commercial also. You know, hell, we need a hardware store, we need a grocery store. We don't have either one.
We need more commercial, but we do not need more commercial space.
Right.
We got a lot of empty
We got
space.
a lot of empty space, we really do, and that's depressing.
All right, last call on the questions.
Like I said, if you could just take that private lot to the east and put parking there, that could,
Yeah, be a future consideration.
I mean, that would relieve a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, and that's kind of up to one to maybe reach out to it.
Okay, I think we're going to F. This is where we entertain the public to speak. Any comments pertaining to the variance?
I have one question. How many restrooms are in your facility, in the hotel? What's that?
One that they use.
One?
I have some rooms that have private restrooms.
Private or?
There's one restroom upstairs.
For the shared ones, yeah.
How many was the total restrooms?
Three.
For everybody to use, Caleb?
No, there's some rooms that have private ones.
How about total?
Or shared.
Were
Including
you
those
gonna ask?
rooms.
Three was total.
3 total for guest restrooms.
For guest restrooms? Or total restrooms? Because one of them is in your space, I'm imagining.
Let me ask this, I think that's what everyone's trying to get at. For the bathroom that is shared between a variety of rooms, how many rooms is that shared between? Like, how many rooms are there sharing that bathroom that these rooms don't have their own private bathroom?
8.
So there's 8 rooms sharing one bathroom?
Right.
Okay.
And are you adding another bathroom on the first floor?
Probably not. It depends.
So is
If I can
there a
make it work, I
bathroom on the
will.
first floor?
Yeah.
There is a bathroom on the first floor that's available for the use of everyone else?
Not right now, no. No,
Is
the way
it,
it's set up, it's,
So the-
Is it handicap accessible?
probably not. Maybe. I'd have to
And
measure.
that's not a question for us here anyway, that's
Yeah.
more of a ADA.
Yeah. Matter of how wide the hallways are and how wide the doors are.
What about, do we have any information about, police activity with the people in the hotel? Like, it feels like the police get called to that area frequently.
William, do you want to comment on that?
I FOIA'd, I forget what the time frame was I FOIA'd for, but I FOIA'd for DeKalb County Sheriff's Office for any calls that they had to the hotel, and then also the building next door, because I didn't know in what cases it would potentially get called to one meeting for the other. And it was like over a several month time span, and the only thing that DeKalb County Sheriff's Office had for calls out there was a single call to the apartments next door. It wasn't even a call to the hotel. And I that's just what I got back. I played that because I had heard that same thing, that like police were getting called out there all the time. And that was what I got back from the FOIA. I don't live in the village, so I can't speak to anything I've personally seen one way or the other than what I got from the sheriff's office when I thought, hey, that's interesting enough to ask about.
And that wouldn't include, does that include like the R&R and the street?
No, it would just include, like if somebody went from the hotel over to R&R, got into a fight at R&R and the cops got called there, it wouldn't have shown up in that list. But I mean, you can't possibly sort of like look at like, oh, hey, well, there's someone traveling through and they happen to be staying overnight at your business when they went and committed a crime elsewhere, so we're gonna, you know, I mean, like.
I just wonder about increasing the number of people that you know, how much do you rent the rooms for?
It depends, the rate fluctuates, during the summer it's much higher, during the winter it's lower.
Okay, so in the summer, how much do you rent them for?
I don't set the rate. If you wanna, you can look it up on Airbnb right now, because I literally don't know. It's Airbnb sets the rate for me depending on what the demand
Is
is.
there a range?
Like
how much?
It depends. Because there's different fees that are built into the rate, so I wouldn't be able to give you like.
I can answer that too, because I've actually looked it up on a couple of occasions out of curiosity, and I recall it ranging from about $15 a night to about $40 a night, depending on when it was. Like, I think probably right now you would be able to book it at around $15 a night, but if you were to look over the summer, it is gonna be considerably higher, but not a lot higher by any means, still way cheaper than your average hotel. Right.
There's also Airbnb fees and cleaning fees that are on top of that.
Yeah.
And taxes. Pay a lot of taxes.
Mr. Cowan?
What's your longest rental person you have in there now, or what's your average renters, or, you know, you're calling it a hotel, so is it like a 1 and 2 night deal, or is it 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 months?
It depends. Probably my average length of stay is like 5 or 6 days. But I have had people that stay there a few months. And of course I get, there's a lot of overnights, so.
John, Mr. Rude.
I don't envy you guys having to try and make a decision because there's an awful lot of nothing being said here. I mean, when we talk about most people aren't here most of the time during most of the day, and we don't know what we rent rooms for, it's not real definitive about the direction that this is going. My condolences.
Thank you. Appreciate it. William, is it William?
Yeah.
William.
What I want to add about the parking situation is that, if you have any other business that opens up to retail people in the downtown area, then most of the people that visit that business are going to add another car parked into that downtown area. Sure, there are some people in Shabbona that might walk from their home to the cafe, but a lot of people still just gonna drive. So any business you open up in downtown, expand in downtown, whatever, is gonna take up parking spots.
Mm-hmm.
If you can have a parking spot taken up by someone and then they visit two businesses rather than one business, any situation you have that, you're essentially better off. You're getting more business traffic out of a single parking spot. A hotel does that because someone is going to stay at the hotel and they're then going to go to, for example, the cafe. They're either going to walk to the cafe that's literally, a 30-second walk from the hotel, or walk to the pub that is literally just across the street. That one person parks there and is going to visit 3 businesses. So the parking situation sucks, but anything you do that is good for any sort of business, commercial, anything, is going to be a frustration on the parking situation. I initially was worried about the idea of multiple rooms in that basement, bedrooms in that basement. I had forgotten that there was the second stairway that was cemented in. That makes a lot of difference there. And I agree that it would be preferable, like the area that Up Realty is in is a nice window, storefront sort of a window. Like that would be a lot nicer to be able to have as a commercial sort of a venue. That having been said, because that's going to change with the demand based on how much commercial space is in Shabbona. So as you have more people staying, passing through, or living in Shabbona, that's going to increase demand for businesses. Once demand for businesses starts increasing, then you're going to have people saying, wait, maybe actually this room this would work a lot better as a commercial space now rather than having this be a hotel room. And there's nothing to say that that can't be changed back once that happens. No strong feelings on this any way, either way, just a couple of my thoughts based on what I figured.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Joy?
One thing I got to say, if you let one person have living space on the main floor towards the street, then other people are gonna ask the same question. And secondly, if you want to make the parking lot across the street where Boston's they have to have those tanks removed first, and that runs into a lot of money.
Okay.
The tanks are removed.
They are removed?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can keep it on this parcel. Anybody else?
Not, I have 2 comments that were submitted to me prior to the meeting.
If there's nobody else, she'll read those.
So
Everybody done?
Jeff Cooker respectfully submits these public comments regarding the zoning variances and special use permit applications for the hearings tonight. While he understands this hearing addresses zoning matters under the village's C1 Central Business District regulations, specifically a variance for hotel rooms on the first floor and basement at 104 West Comanche, and a variance special use for 210 West Comanche for the potential B&B and confectionery retail. So 104 West Comanche, basement sleeping rooms. He is asking if each proposed room will include code compliant emergency escape and rescue openings per IBC and IFC, which is something that would be part of the plans, actual plans. And states basement sleeping areas in hotels can present unique egress challenges. Has the building's occupancy been formally classified? Is his question R1 for transient hotel use? It's still classified as commercial 1 with a variance to use for the hotel and the living space in the hotel. He asks about automatic sprinkler requirements, which would be part of the plan review for any plans for creating rooms, as well as fire alarm system, which is also part of the plan review process. And then the Shabbona Fire Department submitted regarding technical fire and life safety input for the zoning variance review to make sure that residential sleeping uses in a commercial building changes the classification and triggers mixed occupancy rules in the International Building Code, which would be part of a full plan review. Basement sleeping or habitable rooms. Each bedroom requires its own emergency escape and rescue openings per IRC residential code and building code. International codes, which is what the village follows. Non-sleeping office space needs only 1 basement level egress opening. And then ceiling heights, lights, ventilation, and room size rules also apply. They also point out for smoke and carbon monoxide detection and requirements for that. Per code, fire resistant separations, retail versus residential, fire barriers versus fully sprinkled, number of exits, travel distance, door hardware, emergency lighting, and exit discharge must comply. Transient occupants for a hotel or B&B are assumed to be unfamiliar with buildings. Occupancy classification, small owner-occupied B&B with less than 5 guest rooms is usually treated more residential. Larger operation, or if it's marketed as a hotel, is transient lodging, falls under those codes. Sprinklers, there's been requirements on those throughout buildings when rooms are added, whether it's hotel rooms or B&B type rooms, and that any floor plans would need to be submitted to the local fire department. Fire resistance separation. So pretty much, that's there pretty much. Any questions on that? I kind of summarized, didn't read every single line, but it's all code related for plan review.
All right. That concludes public comment. G is staff statements.
So that would be if there's any, further things from you guys or any further comments from the employees of the village or the board of trustees, elected officials that are present.
Don't think so. G, presenter's final statement.
That'd be Kellen.
Back to you, Cal.
Any final statement?
I think if you want Shabbona to succeed, Shabbona needs to start saying yes to stuff. If you just shoot down everything, Shabbona not going nowhere. You know, I mean, it's my money, it's my investment. I've already put in hundreds of thousands of dollars in the village of Shabbona. I want to keep doing it. So, all I'm asking is just let me. That's it.
Thank you. All right. Item I, under 3, close public hearing number 1. Need a motion?
Motion, yep.
Second.
I did a motion. You're the motion
I
then.
think Jeff wants to. Let's do it. Give Jeff a motion and Scott second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 4, findings of fact on 104 West Comanche, first floor, hotel rooms.
We're doing this while it's fresh in your mind, because last time we did it at the very end. There was a lot of go back.
This is not plural, it's just one room, correct?
Well,
No,
You can combine it together, or we can do them separate for first floor hotel rooms versus basement hotel rooms.
I think we can do them separate.
Separate.
Just leave them apart now.
That's how I listed them, so.
so can I come in on the first floor then? As far as the front window bedroom,
So it's-
I think it should remain commercial.
Okay, so that's part of the discussion and recommendation that'll come later.
Okay.
So findings of fact is a page at the end of the packet for 104 West Comanche. It's like page 21 and 22.
I have a spare.
I have a couple spares here too if you need. Okay. So one side of it's got a little bit of information that helps with the other side of it. And then pretty much it's just asking the questions on the findings of fact worksheet, and it's yeses or nos.
I think 1A is a yes.
So you're on the back,
Mm-hmm. Just move to the question and answer side.
okay.
Can the property in question yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in
No,
the zoning district?
I thought you were gonna go with this.
What is that regulation? Just so I know.
It's commercial 1.
So it'd be commercial.
Yeah. So do you think it would yield a reasonable return if it stays as a commercial 1?
Yes.
Yes.
You need a pen. I did not come prepared.
It's a pencil, but
That'll work.
I have to work with it a little, Bill, but it'll work.
I'll come prepared then.
B, is the plight of the owner due to unique circumstances?
Was everybody a yes on A?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Completely.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
She came through for me.
Okay. Is the plight of the owner due to unique circumstances, yes or no?
No.
everybody agrees with the no?
No.
Yeah.
I guess. Chris, I agree with that.
Yes, you agree.
If the variation is granted, will it alter the essential character of the locality?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
Would the particular physical surrounding, shape, or topographical conditions of the specific property involved bring a particular hardship upon the owner as distinguished from a mere inconvenience, if the strict letter of the regulation were to be carried out? Physical surrounding, shape, or topographical conditions of the property.
No.
Everyone's a no?
No. Yep.
Are the conditions upon which the petition for the variation based generally applicable to other property within the same zoning district?
No. No, Barb?
No.
No.
Would the granting of the variation be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the neighborhood in which the property is located?
Yes.
Scott's a no.
I'm saying yes because of the parking.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Bill and Barb and Dan. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
3 yes on my side.
Okay, and then going on to the basement. Can the property in question yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used under the conditions allowed by the regulations in the zoning district C1?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Use the same paper for the basement then?
Same paper for the basement, yeah.
This side,
I have one more.
that, this side.
If you need another one, there's extra one here.
Oh, there we go.
Was everybody a yes on the first one?
Yeah.
Is the plight of the owner due to unique circumstances?
No.
Are we all no's?
No.
Any yeses?
No yeses.
If the variation is granted, will it alter the essential character of the locality?
Yeah.
Yes.
All yeses, no nos?
Yeses.
I'm gonna say no.
Those are
I
no.
will too, I don't think it's
2
gonna.
no's. Bill and Barb.
Would the particular physical surrounding, shape, or topographical conditions of the specific property involved bring a particular hardship upon the owner as distinguished from a mere inconvenience, if the strict letter of the regulation is carried out?
No. No.
Bill?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Are the conditions upon which the petition for the variation are based generally applicable to other property within the same zoning district?
Yes.
No.
Condition upon. It could be, yes.
You don't have a could be.
Yes or no? Scott's a yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Bill's a yes.
No.
Jeff's a no.
Dan's a no.
I don't know.
Barb's a no.
Would the granting of the variation be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the neighborhood in which the property is located?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
I'm gonna say no. I thought you said, I don't know.
I said that a lot too.
Okay.
Alright.
We're on number 6.
6. Well, public hearing number 2. Zoning variance request of 210 West Comanche to add residential space on main floor and operate a bed and breakfast. Zoning variance request of 210 West Comanche for zoning variance to open a confectionery.
Motion to open.
I'll make a motion to open it.
I'll second.
Alright, we're open. Purpose of the hearing.
Purpose of the hearing To consider, review, and make recommendation for zoning variance special use for 210 West Comanche to add dedicated rooms on the main level, which would also include converting second level into multiple rooms and operate as a bed and breakfast establishment. And then a variance for a confectionery as a retail establishment in the C1 Central Business District. And that would be because a confectionery is not called out in C1, and C2 includes retail establishments.
Application oral presentation.
This would be presentation from Callan about his plans.
My presentation is going to be very similar to my first presentation. Having more people downtown is good, having more travelers downtown is good. We need more customers for our downtown businesses to thrive. I want to add some more downtown business.
As well as I know the building, I think this is north. I'm not sure on the upper. This should,
Yep.
that's right.
Commercial size north?
Both of the tops are north.
Commercial sites facing the streets,
Gotcha.
The retail will be south.
And this one.
No wonder it's-
Use that one.
Any questions for Callan?
From us? Oh. The village ordinance defines a bed and breakfast as a operator occupied residence with no more than 5 guest rooms. And you acknowledge that 7 rooms technically qualifies it as a hotel.
Correct.
Explain why you believe this operation should be treated as a B&B rather than a hotel under the ordinance.
I think colloquially it'd be more reasonable to call it an Airbnb, or a B&B, sorry.
Will there be an owner occupier the building?
No, but I may have a manager on site.
So then it's more of a hotel
Under the definitions, yes, which is why I asked for that.
then. So we're not talking about this being an Airbnb then.
It's like an Airbnb or bed and breakfast.
Or a B&B. B&B, are you serving breakfast?
You want me to?
Most bed and breakfasts do. That's why it's bed and breakfast.
Will you be serving that breakfast?
Sure.
And you'll be owner occupying this facility? Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Will you have a manager
You
on
can't
site?
have it, you can't have it both ways.
Will you have a manager on site full time?
Maybe. Haven't thought that far.
Still in the planning stage.
Having the zoning variance in order to be allowed to do a thing. I'm not gonna invest tens of thousands of dollars into planning before I know that I'm allowed to do the thing.
So I read your letter. The confectionery is, it's candy production?
It'd be a variety of baked goods,
Okay.
yeah, including candies, chocolates, things like that.
The candy is what makes it the confectionery. Right. Okay.
And do you have, anybody lined up to possibly do that?
I do not. So this is an idea that, this is something I would like to open up in about a year, because at first we're gonna put Shabbona Treasures in that building, which is a thrifting gift store. And because I need time to prepare. Josh wants to eventually move that business to his property, which is 103 West Comanche. But his property needs some work, and I need some time, so. For the first year, we're gonna run the thrift and gift store there, and then after the first year, I'd like to open up the confectionery.
So tentatively, it's 4 bedrooms up and 1 bath.
Two bedrooms down.
Right.
Just a second.
I think there's 7 total.
I got 6.
What's this one to the side?
Unless that one here, that's-
Yeah, there's the one to the side.
Oh, there.
That's
Yeah.
where the steps.
No, there's no steps.
Where are the steps?
Steps would be over
Steps
here,
are,
like right here. Yeah, outside the building.
Yeah, and this is gonna be outside.
When you
the
get there.
no, this is the first story here.
And this too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, way through the hall, I bet.
The furnace is back there.
Yeah, this is kind of like split off, there's like a utility closet back there.
Just like a little lean-to off the back of the building or something.
That's the
Childhood.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, or me.
It's not a lean-to, it's a full masonry structure with a roof and everything.
So it's 4 beds up with 1 bath, 2 beds down,
3 beds.
Yeah,
3 beds down
four beds up.
with no baths.
The correct bedroom ain't much of a bedroom.
No. That would be a 3 bed, right?
It's not the scale. It is bigger than it looks.
It's like, whoa. It's like, if you
I ran out of
like,
space on the paper.
Okay, so it's 4 up, 1 bath, 2 down,
3 down.
3 down, no bath. Going up to use the bath.
I don't see no bathroom.
Go outside for it.
No, I think there's
There's
a
steps
staircase
inside,
from the first floor to the second floor inside too.
Yeah.
There's a staircase inside, there's a staircase outside.
Right. So. Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to see more bathrooms on the second floor.
And on the first floor, I don't see any on the first floor either.
I mean, I'd like to see more bathrooms.
One bathroom for the whole building.
do you think the split is fairly accurate on the floor plan of the first, commercial to bedrooms?
Yeah, that's
Pretty close.
it's pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's one bathroom for the whole building?
There's 1 bathroom for the B&B.
So would you have a separate access to the bedrooms versus the commercial?
Yes.
How will deliveries be made to the commercial space?
Deliveries can be made in the front, or I actually have I don't know, more than a card's width, path on the side, so they can pull on the side.
Deliveries on the side of the building?
Well, the vehicle could park on the side of the building and then basically go in through the front.
That's an alleyway between the post office and,
It's
that
private
where you-
property. It's not an alley, it's a private property. It's divided between the Callen's building
okay.
and the post office building. It's not a
Trust me, the vendors will find a way to deliver it without,
Yeah.
they're usually pretty good about that.
Any other questions from the zoning regarding?
What about the parking for this building? Where's that gonna be?
I've got some space on the side, like I said, and there's some space in the back. Also,
When you say on the side, are you referring to the space between it and the post office?
Yeah.
You gonna use that for parking?
Yep.
Really? Okay.
yes, really.
And you say there's spaces in the back, how many?
You can fit at least a couple of cars back there.
So you've got 6, you're saying 7?
7,
7 bedrooms?
Correct.
and you've got 2 spaces in the back.
Correct.
Where's the rest of the park?
They can park along the side, and the street parking is not
That's
clogged up on that
blocking-
side of the street.
You can't, how are you gonna, have you got some kind of agreement with the post office?
I own half of the
Or the-
alleyway.
What?
I own half the alleyway.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
one car won't fit on your half.
Several cars will fit on my half.
Well, disagree.
I mean, you got the 3 in the front, and how many's across the street in front of the grocery store?
Yeah, 4, and then there's like 10 on the side of the grocery store, and then a lot of people park in the alley. Got some
I mean,
parking on that
the
side.
front of, the parking in front of the grocery store, that's basically state property or part of the village.
On
So-
the Route 30, it's,
Yeah,
Okay.
so, but along the side of the building would be the guy who owns the,
at the old grocery store, the village owns the parking spaces.
along the side of,
The street, yeah.
What kind of confectionery are you putting in? Weed?
What?
What kind of confectionery are you putting in? What's the product? What's the product?
Sweets.
Okay. You're referring to candy?
Bakery and candy.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the
Will that be made on site?
some of it.
So you're gonna be complying with all the health or the food standards, sanitation standards for the health department?
Food serve, food serve, sanitation stuff.
It would all be part of the
Yeah.
building plans and, because the health department would review any building plans for it.
So yeah, it could come down to them saying, no, you can't do it.
Have you done any analysis on customer volume for this business?
Yes.
And
I think it's feasible. What does your analysis say?
I'm asking you. You're the one that's doing this.
Right.
You should have
I'm
a,
the one that's doing it.
how about a definitive answer?
The definitive answer is yes.
And,
Yes, it's feasible.
okay, I can see this is not really
Any other,
argumentative on this case.
any other questions? For Margaret?
My concern is, and I don't know how you would control this, is the parking, right? Parking, that's a hot spot in town. So there's 3 spots in front of the post office, but really there's only 2 spots. Because it's almost impossible to get 3 cars parallel parked in there. So how do we keep your guest, with potentially 7 cars from using these spots and tying these spots up all day long when people are trying to go to the post office?
Is there a time limit?
There is
In front of
on,
the post office?
there is
The 3
15
spots
minutes
are
on,
15 minutes.
on the 3, there's 15.
but there's 3 spots in front of the 104, right?
Yeah, I think there's at least 3.
Yeah,
210?
210.
Yeah, and 210, there's at least 3 spots there.
Yeah, those don't have a time, those are
Yeah,
15
so
minute
then, and of
spots.
course, then you, like I said, you gotta cross the street. If you have, somebody's gonna stay in the room or what have you, say, you can say, hey, I would recommend you park across the street or along, what's that street name? Neil, I can't even say it. Nokomis, that's it, thank you. I mean, so the people that are trying to stay there, and then try to keep the front 3 spots, for his commercial, for selling the sweets or what have you.
But I pull into that thing next to the post office
Oh, I
to
mean-
pick up mail, and the mail truck coming out, if they're filled over there, I'm gonna get in trouble from the post office.
Questions concluded?
Like I said, I'd like to see more bathrooms in it. the parking, you could always just recommend them to go across the street and stuff, I mean, that's more than enough. To where you could use the 3 spots in front for the commercial end of it all, you know, I mean, all you can do is try to tell the people or recommend it, and have to go for them, but that, and I'd like to see more bathrooms.
Yeah, big plan review.
So when I think of a bed and breakfast, I'm thinking of a house. You know, I'm thinking of,
This is a hotel.
this is the bed and breakfast, really, ain't it?
Yeah, no, it's called.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, when I think of bed and breakfast, I think about going to somebody's house and they're living there and, you know, you stay in their house, in their room, they make you breakfast in the morning. That's what I think about. This, I do not see.
Well,
I love the commercial idea of it. But other than that, that's what I see.
Well, we can keep the comment part for later, but we'll direct questions to Callan, would be good for this part.
I mean, you could actually take that whole thing and like, you know, have the kitchen, just say have a living room and a TV.
Yeah, but you have a question for Callan.
Oh.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for keeping that on track.
Trying the job. Okay, that's the end of the questions from us, right? We can move to, public comments. Back to you guys.
You said you were looking to have 3 or 4 people potentially parking on the side of the building, like that area between the post office and your, or that side of that your property that's your property and not post office property, right? 3 to 4 people parking in that area? Is it going to be possible for someone to be parked in the front of that and someone to be parked in the back of that and to get in and out of that property without going on post office property to do that?
Yeah, so I have considered that. It may be the case sometimes that, the one in the back's gonna back out.
But that probably won't realistically happen. I mean, no one's gonna talk to the person in the back to back out. They're just gonna drive onto the post office property to get out.
Joy.
That's not just cars that go through that alley. There are mail trucks that go through that alley, and they've already taken out the railing in front. So they might take out a couple of cars too. It's not that wide.
Betty.
I don't think when the post office park is in that alley, it would be able to get through if there's cars parked along the side. And how many parking places do you have on this side of the building?
I don't have any parking spaces on the west side of the building.
Pardon?
I don't have any west side parking spaces.
No, you don't.
Would have to go straight.
That's public property.
Pete.
Does the confectionery change the zoning? How is that?
It does. It's not listed under C1. What it's zoned presently. Confectionaries aren't under C1. That's why that, yeah, we need to change.
So what else could be, what else could go in there with that? There not be a confectionery that you might or might not like.
I don't know. What do you have, Jen, on the ordinance?
There's a list in the code.
It would be a special use out of commercial 2 service retail district as a retail establishment, which is allowed in commercial 2. And there's other businesses that fall under that C2 that are in the commercial district. So it's not unheard of to approve any business, retail business,
Probably just because they're making
to
their
do
own
business
stuff.
downtown.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of a side note, but it seems like a horrible place to have a B&B with the train right there. I've lived on the train track, so It sounds like it's coming in one side of the house and going out the other.
He's also trying to get the train to quiet down too, which I wouldn't mind.
Working on
We're working on it.
Any other public comment?
I think I'm all for businesses and all the downstairs, you know, I hate to take away that. I like Joyce, you know, you do it for one, you kinda could do it for every house along there, you know? That's for every commercial business along there. You know, why you did it for him, why you can't do it for me?
If you wanted to quickly return downtown Shabbona to former glory, you would move in a bunch more people to downtown Shabbona. Those businesses depend on foot traffic. There's no foot traffic because nobody lives downtown.
I got a
Most of those
comment to
properties
that.
are
I
vacant.
got a comment to that. So instead of making it a B&B or a hotel, why not make it a rental property? So people are
Because-
staying permanently,
Because the yield is better. Hotel.
temporarily.
No, the market is there. People want to stay in downtown Shabbona.
I don't think
What
we
was
need
your 2025 occupancy rate at your,
Somewhere around 90%.
90% at your hotel?
It's
No.
trash.
Well, pretty good.
89 to 90.
That's funny. You got rooms open now, don't you?
Maybe. I don't know.
Let
me check.
So-
But I know there's people looking for rental properties.
We want to get back to the public comment.
So I just did a map of the downtown Shabbona area, and there are, I think, at least 4 apartment buildings. So I believe that there are people living in, there's people living in downtown Shabbona.
Well, when I said nobody, that was hyperbole.
Oh,
What I'm saying is that when downtown was built, there was way more population density than there is today. You know, there was a lot of people living in those buildings that are not living in those buildings anymore. And that includes like the houses around downtown where people, you know, there used to be 5, 6, 7 people living in a lot of these big houses. How many people live in your house? Andy?
yeah, there used to be 8, and now there's 1.
There used to be 8, now there's 1. So that hurts downtown businesses when population density falls like that. And if you repeat that across pretty much every downtown property, which is the case, pretty much, then like you just have an environment where small businesses cannot thrive. There have to be more people downtown.
Mark.
So, if something happens to the confectionery, Kalen, I guess my question would be, would we be doing this again so you could turn the whole downstairs hardware Hanks into an apartment building?
I sincerely doubt it.
It was just a question.
Sincerely doubt it. Although if I can't use, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, but there's a tremendous amount of commercial space in that building. And there's just nothing, like, nobody's gonna give me, you know, the amount of money I can get to use that space residentially, commercially. It's just not gonna happen. And it doesn't make sense to invest money into the building unless I can get a return out of it. And yeah, like, when people say like, what if everybody did this? You know, if everybody did it, downtown would be better. So, you know, I would be for every variance for that.
Right.
So,
To keep this from being a back and forth, stay with the public comment. Joy?
Yeah, no, I forgot what
We'll give you a minute.
While we're thinking, I have a few more submitted comments. From Jeff Cooker on the confectionery retail and residential / B&B.
got a lot of opinions.
He wants to make sure that fire separation, independent means of egress, and if there's any commercial equipment, meet all international building and fire code, which is part of the plans.
Just the one?
Pretty much the fire department's items were pretty much all the same for the hotel as they are for this building.
Okay.
I just didn't want either of them to feel left out.
No. All right.
Dan,
Yes. You got
I was
it?
gonna say, yeah,
Okay.
that anytime you prepare food of any kind, it has to be a certified kitchen, right?
My knowledge is limited on that.
Not
Not
necessarily.
of any kind.
You can do it from home, but it does have to be certified from the health department. And that's from experience.
And that's determined by the health department as what kind of
Right.
certification the establishment would have.
You still have to have the Serve Safe certificate and all that kind of stuff. Especially for, especially for like a B&B or something like that. And they will come in and, inspect it and everything else.
I have a question for Kalen. You mentioned that, residential, it pays better than commercial. So your return on investment is better with residential. That apartment building just on the west side of the nursing home, it just was sold within the last year. Did you consider buying that?
I did. Yes.
So I'm just curious, since
Somebody outbid me.
that cash flow is better, so, okay.
That wraps it up. We'll move to H, presenter's final statement.
I don't think I have a lot to add, other than what I've already said. I think Mr. Market is telling you something when commercial property is virtually worthless and residential property isn't. Saying we need to bring in more people, and having travelers specifically, like people who are visiting the park, that's the way to do it. Those people spend literally 10 times more on food away at home, other retail businesses. So, not only do I think that we should allow it, I think we should allow it everywhere. I would be in favor of every single variance for that. So, you wanna bring back downtown, this is the way to do it. I'm sitting here telling you, I want to invest a ton of money into downtown. Please let me. That's it.
Okay, thank you. That gets us to I. We need a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion that we close the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. All right, back to the worksheets.
We can do these separately or together.
It's up to you guys, you're doing them separate the first time.
Yeah.
So we'll do the.
Gonna need another. How many got you?
Well, got one for one and one for another.
She's looking.
She threw them in the trash?
No, that's her key.
They were in my pocket.
Jen's throwing everything away.
Clean can. So we'll do the confectionery first for findings of fact.
You need two? One for
We have to
each?
wind up.
Can the property in question yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in the zoning district C1?
Yes. I gotta ask a dumb question. Well, what's plight mean?
Plight?
Yeah, that's in the next one. I've never heard that before.
Let's finish up the first
All
one.
right, I said yes.
You're a yes.
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 Barb?
Yes.
Everybody's a yes. All right. Now we get the bills. Is the plight of the owner due to unique, is the condition or is the circumstance? Is the
An
condition?
unfortunate, difficult, or dangerous situation or condition.
No.
That's what plight means.
No.
Challenge, is the challenge of the,
Yeah.
That still blows me away. Why you gotta talk to me like this lawyer stuff?
Noes?
No.
Or no, to be, no.
No, give me your vote.
No.
No,
If the variation is granted, will it alter the essential character of the locality?
Yes.
Yes.
This is for the confectionery. Would the particular physical surrounding, shape, or topographical conditions of the specific property involved bring a particular hardship upon the owner as distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict letter of the regulation were to be carried out? Physical surrounding, shape, or topographical conditions.
No.
You guys?
No.
Are the conditions upon which the petition for the variation are based generally applicable to other property within the same zoning district?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
2 yeses.
Yes.
3 yeses.
or
4 yeses.
Would the granting of the variation be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the neighborhood in which the property is located?
Yes.
no,
No.
No.
Oh,
All no's over here.
oh, okay. No, that's right. That's right.
this is the bedroom.
Okay.
And the next one's the bed and breakfast?
Next one's the B&B main floor with main floor rooms.
Yellows.
Can the property in question yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in that zoning district?
Got an extra one of those.
It's in a garbage can.
Right?
Pilot ship.
It's the filing system. Can the property in question yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in that zoning district?
No.
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 3 no's.
Is the plight of the owner due to unique circumstances?
Mm,
What do you say, Bill?
No.
Gosh.
Nose all around?
You use different words.
If the
Yeah, no,
if the variation is granted, will it alter the essential character of the locality?
Yes.
Hard to know.
I said
No.
1, 2. For the, would the particular physical surroundings, shape, or topographical conditions of the specific property involved bring a particular hardship upon the owner as distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict letter of the regulation were to be carried out?
Say yes.
yes,
Yes.
3 yeses.
I suggest also.
David?
yes.
Are the conditions upon which the petition for the variation are based generally applicable to other property within the same zoning district?
no,
Yes.
1 yes.
Yeah, yes, that's a yes.
Would the granting of the variation be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the neighborhood in which the property is located?
Yes.
no,
No.
Yes.
3 no's.
Also no.
I think so. Parking.
So at 7:54 p.m., we are at the point where findings of fact for 104 oops, sorry. Recommendations. Any further discussion and recommendations? So 104 West Comanche, add hotel rooms on the first floor. Any discussion or a motion? David motions to not recommend
Yep.
On the first floor,
first floor.
that was the one bedroom in front,
Yep.
denied.
We need a second.
You want a second that, Scott, or?
I'll second. I think it's too important to have commercial.
These are roll call votes.
Roll call vote to not recommend variance to add hotel rooms on the first floor of 104 West Comanche. David Meyer,
Yes.
Scott Ostrander,
Yes.
Dan Nolan,
We're voting not to recommend.
not to recommend.
Yes.
Jeff Rude,
Yes.
Barb Bend,
Yes.
Bill Tripp,
Yes.
motion carried. The next one would be to motion to, discussion or motion to recommend or not recommend a variance to add hotel rooms in the basement at 104 West Comanche.
I think the breaking point is the parking issue.
I got a different issue. My issue is yes with opening up the other exit.
Well, that's plan review, remember?
Yeah.
So you can motion to recommend with the condition that all, international building and fire codes are met.
Right.
On,
The second exit.
We're just basically allowing him to do it, then he's got all the other.
I think, I allow it.
but what Jen just said was you can add a recommendation to.
And that's what I
Forever.
recommend, that he opens up that second entrance.
Is that on the address or on the owner?
That would be on, I think it'd be on the owner myself.
We're talking the second staircase?
Yeah. Right now it's blocked off.
I'm not telling you which way to vote, I just make sure you're
Oh, there
clear.
was a motion?
Yeah, well, no.
I haven't really heard the total motion yet.
Yeah.
So is there a motion to recommend to add hotel rooms in the basement with the condition that the second staircase is opened and all of the international building and fire codes are met?
I make a motion that we accept it.
I think we ought to have a parking study that's
That
not
is a
attached to it.
No. It's Scott's motion. Bill second.
I second it.
Good? Roll call?
Scott Ostrander,
Yes.
Bill Tripp,
Yes.
Barb Bend,
Yes.
Dan Nolan,
Yes.
Jeff Rude.
No.
David Meyer.
No.
We got 4 yes and 2 no.
Okay.
Motion would carry. Then we go on
That was, excuse me, was that conditioned on life safety
international building and fire codes.
and, what about ADA?
We can't put that condition in here for the. When they do plan review, it could come up, but the village won't. ADA is a whole nother ballgame in a historical building.
Okay.
So we're on to 210 West Comanche. To recommend or not recommend a special use variance to establish a confectionery business at 210 West Comanche.
That's D.
Yeah, did we miss C?
Let's see.
C
Oh,
was-
sorry. I typed it backwards. Okay, we can motion to recommend or not recommend a special use variance to add residential rooms on main floor and operate a bed and breakfast.
Can we have a discussion on that?
I was gonna say the bed and breakfast would be up on the second floor.
No, they got rooms on the first floor too.
Well, I know.
What code is the village gonna apply to this? Hotel or B&B?
It's being requested as a bed and breakfast, so that's what it's being considered under.
But it automatically violates the B&B, he's already admitted, there's no owner occupant. There's also, there is 7 versus 5, and it's not in residential.
My application said hotel, motel.
Did it?
Yeah.
Everything says B&B here.
Right. That I got too, so B&B.
This one here says hotel, motel, thrift gift store, and confectionery.
This application.
Yeah, that's on the 210 convention.
So the information we got going on is.
That's what mine says, hotel, motel, thrift gift store, and confectionery.
I guess I'm looking for clarification. What are we gonna rule this as, a hotel or a B&B?
I pulled the B&B off of Callan's memo for 210 West Comanche, which is a few pages.
I mean, this is the application, so it's
I
saying
know.
hotel, motel. I guess that's what we gotta go with, because that's what's on the application.
Then that brings the problem with, you know, you got rooms on the first floor.
Oh, see, I don't have it.
That first floor again, on C1,
There's only one bathroom in 7 rooms.
yeah. One bathroom, 7
Well,
rooms.
I mean, I understand that, but to me, if we was to go hotel, motel, I mean, there would have to be individual bathrooms or all the rooms. That's how I'd look at it.
Well, let's take it as what it is. Recommendations for residential space on the main floor and operate not as a bed and breakfast, but as a motel hotel,
There we go.
per the application.
So you
So that's just the main floor? You're saying just the main floor?
That's-
We're working the main floor.
that's station right there.
What about the ups?
No, the sketch includes the upstairs.
Oh, it does, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
The hotel,
So confectionery is 1, and then the residential.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
downstairs,
confectionery is on the
upstairs.
D one.
Yeah. So all we consider on D is the confectionery, everything else up and down considered on the C.
Okay.
You see, I'm divided on C.
Well, whichever way you vote, you believe the majority.
residential space on main floor,
Yep.
but it doesn't say anything about the upstairs.
I'm kind of confused because when we discussed all this, we were talking about a bed and breakfast. And nothing was brought up by
Right.
anybody. Until,
And I apologize, I pulled that out of the memo that was like
yeah,
the
but still, it
third
should
or
have
fourth
been, you
page in there.
know, you should have even said, hey, no, it's not a bed and breakfast, it's a hotel. You know, which, no, there was no comments made by anybody as far as it being a hotel or a bed and breakfast. And we talked about bed and breakfast. Talked about the kitchen, we talked about, you know, so I'm kind of confused about that.
Well, we're dealing with motel, hotel now.
No, because that's what's on the application.
Right, and it is, I got the application right here too, I see that.
Well, that was that's on us.
Mhm. But I don't see anything about the second floor hotel.
That just comes from the sketch that was included.
So on C, it is the upstairs also.
Yes.
What the sketch shows.
I make a motion that we approve it as a hotel. To be subject to all the conditions under a hotel for the second floor only.
Can we separate it?
I'll second that. Do you have any options or any ideas of maybe bringing in your confectionery and maybe even part of a hardware store that it used to be? Because town definitely needs that.
But let's,
Well, I know.
let's,
So the motion is to recommend a special use variance for the hotel motel on the second floor.
this is not including any residential on the first.
On the main floor.
No residential on the main floor.
Okay, I'll second it.
Roll call.
David Meyer,
Yes.
Barb Bend,
Yes.
Dan Nolan,
Yes.
Bill Tripp,
Yes.
Scott Ostrander,
Yes.
Jeff Rude.
No.
Motion carries.
And now the confectionery, first floor.
I went upstairs for a piece of candy. So this isn't the rooms on the first floor, it's just the confectionery?
Just the confectionery, yes.
Okay.
So it's a motion to recommend or not recommend special use variance to establish a confectionery business.
Should have better business over there. I don't want a sugar rush.
I'll make a motion that, we allow to establish a confectionery.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Jeff Rude,
Yes.
Bill Tripp,
Yes.
Dan Nolan,
Yes.
Barb Bend,
Yes.
Scott Ostrander,
Yes.
David Meyer.
No.
Motion carries to recommend confectionery.
Oh,
No, he doesn't like me.
No, wait for that, we haven't adjourned yet.
Terrible.
One, old business, new business. Just a reminder to zoning board, except for Bill, everybody who was a member of the zoning board even one day last year, whether you came to a meeting or not, needs to complete the statement of economic
I
interest.
just got that email.
The email came out, there's a link in it to do it, or,
I got it for NIU, so.
yeah. And, file it out, if you can file it online, that's ideal, because it goes right, it's easy, and you can choose to repeat last
Just
year's
copy
answers.
that, copy last year.
There's a box, you can just click on last year and it copies it right over. There is a way to view it online, anybody can go view who's filed.
Did you?
If you don't file by May 1st, they'll get that week, they'll mail out a $15 fine.
Oh.
And then starting May 16th, it's $100 a day. And that all comes from the state's attorney. So if you're not comfortable doing it online or can't figure it out, I have printout ones that you can come get. That's my business.
Okay, before we adjourn, I'd just like to say and entered into the public record, these things are never easy, always awkward. I appreciate the civility and the attendance. Might be the best show up we've had.
I was surprised too, yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Because no good deed goes unpunished in this town.
My
That's
mother-
why.
My mother used to say that all the time. Anyway, can we get a motion to adjourn?
No motion.
second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Anybody opposed gets to stay.
You want this back?
I want you to stop clicking it. Good Lord, Bill.
Oh, yeah.